Hi, my name is Paige, and today I'm doing an instructional video demonstrating motivational interviewing. Today I will be interviewing Emily, who is a 20-year-old female who was recently referred to me by the court system. She was arrested for drinking while under the influence and was mandated by the court to receive counseling for substance use. I am going to be doing my first initial session with Emily to gauge her in if she is resistant, her change talk, and motivational interviewing to see how our further sessions will go along. So one of the main communication skills in motivational interviewing is the OARS. O is open-ended questions. So you want to be able to give the client an opportunity to explain their situation and not have any assumptions on why they're here, and give them a platform to speak their truth and how they feel. A stands for affirming. So this is, you want to be able to affirm the client's feelings. You don't want to assume that they're feeling mad that they have to come here, or that they're sad that they got arrested. You want to be able to listen to what they're saying, and if she's saying she's having a difficult time, being able to be empathetic and affirming that because she was arrested, she might be having a difficult time, and then I'm understanding that correctly. It makes the client feel heard and more comfortable in your presence, which is being able to build a rapport, which is really important. And then R is for reflective listening. So I want to make sure I'm not assuming that she's saying anything. So asking a lot of clarifying questions or clarifying statements as, this is what I think I'm hearing from you. So I'm not assuming that she's feeling one way where I think she is. And then last is summarizing. Be able to summarize the whole session together, and being able to lead into the next session. So that is how I'm going to start off my interview with Emily. Hi, Emily.
Hello.
My name is Paige. I'm going to be doing my session with you today. How are you feeling?
I'm kind of annoyed that I have to be here today.
Okay. And what brings you in here today?
So I was pulled over for drunk driving, and because of that, the court's making me come get some therapy for it.
Okay. And how does that make you feel that they're making you come here?
I mean, I think it's kind of stupid. Like, yeah, I got pulled over for drunk driving, but I don't have a problem with drinking or anything.
Okay. So what I'm kind of hearing from you is that you're being forced to come here today,
Yeah.
and you don't want to really be here,
No.
and you feel like the situation of getting counseling doesn't really fit how you view drinking.
Yeah, no, I don't have a problem. I mean, one-time mistake, but...
Okay, so you feel like you don't have a problem with drinking?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. And what would the court say about you being here and your drinking?
I think they thought that, like, because I was driving, like, and, like, I guess my blood alcohol level was, like, pretty high, so they think, like, I must have a drinking problem if I'm, like, willing to get in the car after, and, like, because it was such a high level.
Okay. So it sounds like you're really frustrated that this whole situation happened.
Yeah, I mean, I drank, like, a lot, maybe, and, like, shouldn't have gotten in the car, but, like, one-time thing, like I said.
Okay. So in the past, have you drinking and drove before?
Yeah, I mean, I have, and I've, like, nothing's ever happened, so it's not like it's really a problem.
Okay, so you felt safe when you were driving and drinking.
Yeah, I mean, I think, like, I don't know, some people drive better when they're drunk.
Okay. And has other people been under the influence and drove you as well in the car?
Yeah, I mean, I would, like, if they were, like, blackout, I wouldn't get in, but, like, yeah, I mean, we've had drinks before, and we just drive ourselves home if we're, like, I know that they're okay.
Okay, so drinking and driving doesn't seem like that big of a concern or safety hazard for you.
No, I mean, like, if, like, I can think straight, like, I'm fine.
Why do you think the court might think that it's a safety hazard for you, and why do you think that they would arrest you for that?
I mean, I get it, like, I probably shouldn't drink and drive, like, they probably think I'm gonna hurt somebody else if I do, but, like, nobody else got hurt, but, like, I get it.
Okay.
Things happen.
Yeah. So you understand why it's a law that you're not supposed to drink and drive.
Yeah.
It sounds like you understand that bad things have happened in the past, but you feel like you were really under control and that you weren't so highly intoxicated that it was unsafe for you to drive.
Yeah, no, I think it just, like, maybe this time I, like, drank a little too much and, like, didn't make the best decision, but, like, usually I'm, like, fine.
Okay, so I hear that you think that this probably wasn't the best decision. What do you think you maybe could have done that would have not warranted this situation to happen?
I mean, I guess, like, I could have called an Uber if I, like, drank too much this time. Like, it's only, like, $5.
Okay.
Like,
and is that something you've done before?
yeah, I mean, like, when I wasn't the DD, like, my friends have, like, called Ubers before because they didn't feel like driving.
Mm-hmm. And what would be the difference? What would make you want to not call an Uber and drive?
I mean, it is only $5, but, like, why waste $5? I'm fine. Like, and, like, my car's there. Like, I don't want to leave it.
So it's more about leaving something that's very valuable to you.
Yeah.
Instead of just paying, like, and it sounds like money might be kind of something that's kind of warranting you to
Yeah,
make
like,
the
why
decision
waste it?
Yeah. And do you have so how, I guess I'm wondering, how often do you drink regularly?
I mean, like, I'll probably drink, like, a couple of times during the week, and then, like, every weekend I'll go with friends.
Okay.
At least, like, Saturday nights we always go out.
And do you ever get ill from drinking?
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm usually hungover Sundays.
Okay.
It's typical.
Yeah. And so when did you start drinking? Because, unfortunately, the drinking age is 21 still, and you are only 20. So at what age did you think you started drinking?
Probably, like, 15.
15.
Yeah.
And is that something that all of your friends did as well?
Yeah, I mean, it's, like, the thing you do in high school is you party with your friends, so
Okay.
that was, like, pretty popular, so.
Yeah. And do you feel like your drinking from then to now, has it changed over time?
I mean, yeah, I mean, like, I guess now, like, being in college, I have, like, more access, so it's, like, people that are legal that like, get us booze, so.
Yeah. It sounds like now that you're getting closer to 21 and you're in college and there's a free space, that it's easier to access alcohol. It's kind of a norm that's happening when you're at college.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a college thing, right? Exactly.
Yeah. And what do your parents think about this?
I mean, they're definitely, like, not happy that, like, I'm here right now, like, that I got pulled over and everything, but.
Why do you think that they're not happy? What would be some of the reasons that they would give you to explain why they weren't feeling happy with this?
I mean, like, we always had that conversation when I was younger, like, don't drink and drive, like, I should know better, like, they're probably disappointed in me.
Yeah.
That, like, I wasn't being smart.
Okay. And do you think that, you're here for the court, right? So what is one of the things that they would probably want you to gain from coming in and seeing and having a session with me?
I mean, probably just, like, I guess, like, how to act safer, like, when you're drunk. They probably don't want me to drink and drive anymore, so, like, I guess I gotta figure out, like, to please them, like, I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah. So what's one thing that you feel like you could improve, or I'm hearing you say please them. How do you feel, what's one thing that you could make, like a step you could make in pleasing the court so you don't end up in, like, a situation like this again?
I mean, I guess, like I said before, like, it's not that much money to call an Uber. Like, I guess if there's that many of us, like, we just split it. It's like $1 each. So, like, I guess if that means I'm not gonna get in trouble anymore and I don't have to come here, like, whatever.
Okay.
I guess I can call an Uber.
So it sounds like you understand why you were arrested, but you don't feel like you really have a big drinking problem.
No.
Okay. But it does sound like you are willing to improve upon not drinking and driving, and kind of making a commitment to start calling Ubers instead, to maintain your safety and not get you in trouble again.
Yeah, like, if this is gonna get me out of it, then, like, sure, whatever.
Okay. So this is like the end of our time together, so I just want to quickly go over what we've talked about. So you told me that you came here because you were recently arrested for drinking and driving, and you were mandated by the court, which you're very frustrated with, and you feel like you really don't need counseling for substance use, and it's not a big problem. But you do understand that there is a safety risk behind drinking and driving,
Yeah.
but you're willing to start Ubering around instead to kind of prevent you from getting in trouble with drinking and driving, but you still want to continue going out with your friends in college and
Yeah.
having a good time.
Yeah, I mean, it's college, but I can do that.
Okay. So that is an example of motivational interviewing using the OARS. Throughout motivational interviewing, we try to assess the client's change talk. So Emily was reluctant when she first started the conversation with me, really does not feel like she has a problem with substance use, but was able to understand that there's a risk behind drinking and driving and was willing to start Ubering around, which is a part of a change talk. So I would say that if we're assessing her change talk, that she was in the pre-contemplation state and she's moving to the preparation, which would be no longer drinking and driving, but starting to Uber instead because she doesn't want to stop drinking. So the next part that I'm going to focus on with Emily is a worksheet, which is called the decisional balance, which is kind of to give her an opportunity to question the pros and cons of her drinking and driving, to be able to see for herself if this is something that needs to change or if does not think this is a problem. So we want to really put the power in the client's hands and not force her to do anything that she does not want to do. Motivational interviewing is for the client to determine what needs to change and not for me to push any of my beliefs on to her. Okay, Emily, so I want to do a quick worksheet with you. It's called Decisional Balance. Because I kind of heard you say that you're willing to change the amount of drinking and driving that you're doing and starting to Uber, I just want to go over like the pros and cons of each of these, so you're able to understand for yourself if you think this is a concern and something that needs to change, or if you're happy with how things are going.
Okay.
So I want you to say like one of the good things about the current situation and behavior. So one of the good things that has come from you drinking with your friends or drinking and driving. So what can you name some of the good situations or behaviors that you've had from from this happening?
Yeah, I mean, so like we have like a really good time drinking. It's always so fun, and then like not having to like waste money in an Uber, like we can just like save our money and like one of us will just drive back and like it's just easier that way. That's probably a good thing.
Okay, so you have a lot of fun with your friends when you go out and you drink, and you're able to save money by not calling a taxi or an Uber to get you home.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then like not all of us, we don't have to like have someone be sober, like just all drink.
Absolutely. Okay. So what are some of the not so good things about the current situation?
I mean, obviously I got pulled over, so it's not that good. Yeah, made a mistake, so.
Yeah. So it sounds like you didn't want to get pulled over. You don't want to be going to court, having to deal with the legal issues of this.
Yeah.
Okay. What are some of the good things about changing your current situation?
Yeah, I mean, like, I wouldn't get pulled over again, hopefully, so I guess that's a good thing, and then we can just keep having fun.
Yeah.
Just kind of put the damper on things.
So it sounds like you want to still go out and have fun, but this is kind of preventing you to go out and do that.
Yeah.
And you don't want to have any more legal troubles anymore.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. And then what are some of the not so good things about changing your current situation?
I mean, like, yeah, having to, like, pay extra to, like, have somebody else drive. But I guess, like, it's not really that big of a deal, but, like, I don't want to.
Yeah. So it sounds like you might have, you're concerned about financially what this would put on you when you're going out and you don't really have the money to spend on Ubers all of the time every time you go out and drink, because obviously going out is expensive in the first place.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
calling a taxi or an Uber might add on to that cost.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is just a good worksheet to go over kind of the goods and the bads of each situation, and kind of being able to determine if there's more pros or if there's more cons.
Yeah.
Because, in each situation there's pros and cons. So I definitely understand where you're concerned about wanting to go out with your friends and have fun and also to save money. But I also do hear that you don't want this situation to happen again.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that, like, helps me, like, look at it and be like, I guess the pros aren't, the pros are probably better, so the cons aren't really that bad.
Okay, and we can continue to work on this and anything else that comes up with our sessions.
Yeah, okay.
And that is the end of the worksheet, and that is the end of the tutorial for motivational interviewing. Thank you for listening, and I hope you come back for the next tutorial.